I cannot condone any act.
As funny as that is, it's not entirely appropriate.
That'd be wrong, and Lynn would never forgive.
Samuel, you don't know if she's bad or not. I mean, we can't make any decisions at all until we know for sure, though.
That is true. She could be evil.
But that is up for Byron to decide, not us. As much as we want, we have no proof for us.
Siegfried, you now have a displacer cub on your shoulder.
Yes! Siegfried just looks at it and pets it gently.
As soon as you reach out to touch it, you realize that it wasn't on your shoulder at all. It's actually on your head. Your hand goes through sort of an ethereal, smoky after image.
It is adorable.
It has now latched itself onto your head and will not let go.
It can stay. Come now. And Elandra walks from behind the counter, and she reaches up and she grabs him grabs the cat from behind its neck on the scruff, and you feel the very sharp claws dig into your scalp a little bit, and you're just like, ow, ow, ow. And yes,
then it releases.
Those are claws. Cute, though. Cute, cuddly, cute and cuddly. Ow, 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 ow.
But if any of you are interested in later on when they've been weaned, if I have any left, I'd be more than happy to sell more of them to you. They do like to travel in prides.
I love it. My name is Siegfried Lockhart. I will definitely, when I have money, come back, buy them all. Yes, everything, every one of them. Love animals, love animals. Yes, I do. Ooh, it's so adorable and cute. And blood is just trickling a bit from the scratches. Not much, but just enough that it's down.
I have to ask you. You're not planning on growing. You're not planning on skinning this one, are you?
Skinning? Why would we skin anything?
I will hurt whoever hurts these poor innocent creatures.
You have to understand, the pelts of displacer beasts are very valuable. Many would-be arcanists and a few other shop owners in the area, they are constantly asking me to breed them just simply for their pelts, so that they can make cloaks out of their fur.
I looked at Samael. Samael, is that against moral code?
No, I don't think. I don't think that skinning or trapping animals based off of fur is technically an evil act. I mean, it's something that people do to survive in some places. Now, of course, I don't think it's proper to buy a pet with the intention of doing that, though it does seem highly inappropriate.
Indeed, you are wise, my friend.
If you find someone doing it in excess, we can qualify it as an evil deed and perhaps do something about it. Whoever would hurt such an innocent creature that's clearly not doing any harm and not for survival but for profit.
I would be particularly interested if you know anybody that seems to have a breeder pair and seems to be milling these out.
I am the only proprietor, I can promise you, within this ward that sells this type of creature. Because I mostly deal in smaller creature. Jopa is the only source of my cubs. I don't have any others. I have a friend in Zalargo who provides the stock, the stud, if you will, for Jopa. And he comes and he goes whenever it's needed. Jopa will need to be retired soon. Jopa is getting too old to bring forth many more litters, you must understand. And
I understand completely.
as adorable as they are, I can't bring myself to continue to breed more of them if I'm going to continue to have folk just wanting to buy them for their pelts.
Well, don't worry. We will not do. Well, at least I will not do anything. They're far too valuable as a
I
companion.
had a feeling about you when you came in, sir. Please take care of Francis. Francis has been my buddy.
He'd be well taken care of and well fed.
He is voracious. I would feed him immediately to continue to bond with him.
I plan on feeding him.
You said
Are they like the more they eat, the larger they become, or just
Francis will continue to grow. By the end of this year, he'll be full grown.
oh, we'll grow together.
you said that these animals were casual predators and they tend to kill for sport. Are there any toys or anything you would recommend that he could play with to keep him occupied when he's not hunting?
I imagine you could fashion something. If your intention is to give it some sport to entertain it, I would say that anything that has your scent on it would be more than adequate. Like you could,
Okay.
I'm sure you could fashion something out of a sturdy piece of leather, something large enough that he could play with. He has a tendency to take my shoes, so I would be careful about your shoes, leaving them around. You may not find them in the morning, and if you do, they might be a bit less usable than they were the day prior.
Would illusionary magic work with them?
I haven't tried. I suppose that anything is possible.
Do you know of any mundane cat around by chance?
Well, I can assure you, sir, that I personally don't. And I don't know of any within the ward. Of course, I'm sure that if you looked long enough, you'd probably find a stray or two within the city. They're everywhere. Francis might even catch one for you, but I can't. I can't speak for the how intact it may be once you get to it after he's had a go at it.
I can imagine.
Francis is currently padding around your feet and just sort of looking up at you expectantly, making little churring noises.
I'll throw in water around.
As soon as you toss the rat at him, one of its tentacles snaps out and grabs it and then pulls it towards its mouth and begins gnawing and shredding it in front of you.
Sorry, I'm gonna cut out. I pulled out a lizard.
Oh,
You pull a fresh lizard out of your pack, and it is sort of like peeing in your hand, and just, it's sort of like a very, very pathetically biting your finger, but exerting some. You feel some pressure, but it's not leaving any marks on your skin.
I throw it at the cub.
As soon as you throw it, 4 other cubs immediately rush towards, and you just see a frenzy as they're all sort of snapping at it with their tentacles, and the lizard is being bopped up in the air like a hacky sack over and over again until one of them arcs up over the others and snatches it in its mouth and immediately shreds it. And you hear sort of like a harumphing from the side of the counter. You see Joppa is smelling blood, is starting to poke its head up and look over at the group of you. Easy now, Joppa. Go back to your nap. It's okay.
Now, Joppa is like a full-size displacer beast.
Oh yeah, she's
Correct.
a big kitty.
She's not aggressive at all?
She is currently purring in this deep, throaty rumble.
Adorable!
And Lilandra looks at you and says, "Oh, I see you've taken a liking to Joppa."
I take a liking to every animal here.
Well, Joppa is, of course, bonded to me. If I weren't here, I wouldn't recommend being around Joppa by yourselves, especially with her cubs. They're very protective of their kin.
Good to know. Well,
Any,
thank you.
any of these could maul me, and I'd still find them beautiful.
And they will defend their person to the death. Keep that in
Now,
mind.
would that get in the way of, friends? Let's say you were, Byron and the couple bonding, but we are nearby.
As long as you travel with your friend, then Francis should continue to bond with all of you. It will
Alright.
take some time before he trusts all of you, though, of course. And he will only ever follow Byron's suggestions.
Well, thank you for the pets and the information.
Oh, you're quite welcome. Please, if you have any interest in an exotic bird from Zendrik or anything else, I do believe I have one of those interdimensional space hamsters around here somewhere. I haven't seen it in a while.
Interdimensional space hamster.
Where? I need to see!
I might take that off your hands at some point.
Well, if I can ever find the darn thing, I would be delighted to sell it to you, dear.
Siegfried's eyes are just wide open still.
I call them interdimensional space hamsters. Really, the short word, I call them, I call them blink hamsters. They have a tendency to, or Banff hamsters. It's all the same. They have a tendency to turn invisible and go through walls.
That's adorable!
Zara's eyes kind of sparkle, and she's like, "Are you sure you don't have any more of those around right now?"
I only
We could
have
look-
the one. A man came in last week and bought every single one of the ones that I had, except for the last one, Leroy. As you can, Leroy is a scamp. He doesn't like the displacer cubs, and he plays tricks on them, and he has been destroying their cages, which is why they're all over the place, as you can see right now. And as you look, the cage you can see that she's been working on has been mended and assembled.
Zara, we need one.
You said a man came in and bought all of them?
Oh yes, last week. He
Then
was a very, very handsome man with a very wide plume hat.
did he say why he was using them for?
Well, he said that someone down at the traveling carnival that's down at the docks in Cliffside, someone wanted them down there.
What kind of carnival?
Well, I'm not sure. It's unusual. It's not any kind of carnival that I've ever heard of before, and it's not affiliated with any of the dragon marked houses.
Peculiar. I may have to stop by and see such a fascinating exhibit of such.
Well, as I said, if you happen to acquire any more of those
Void
ring
walking hamster.
yes, intergalactic jibbles.
Universal giblet hamsters.
But let me know. I'll be around.
Well, of course, absolutely. Again, my name is Lilandra. And I'm here most days. I keep my shop open most of the time, except for the days when Jopa is being a bad girl. She has a tendency to try to kill my patrons when she's being bad.
Well, my
So,
name is,
You caught her on a good day.
my name is Byron Winter. My father, he's down in the middle of all. He would be more than willing to help you repair any cages or anything else. He's a good handyman.
Well, that would be lovely, and of course, I would be more than happy to pay you. Or we could make some other arrangements.
Well, the pay would be up to him because he would be doing the work. But I would be more than willing to help you on occasion if you need some more exotic animal to be brought back to you.
Well, that would be lovely. And if you happen to run into the lovely, lovely, dashing gentleman that bought those hamsters, would you be so kind as to give him a message for me?
Looks over at Zara. Sure.
If you happen to come across him, he said that he might be back this way, or he might not. And he said that the carnival was going to be for quite some time down at the docks. I wanted to know if I could have a look at his ship. He said that he has the most wonderful ship down at the docks, and I didn't get a chance to ask him. If you could just let him know that Lilandra was interested in possibly having a tour of the carnival and having a tour of the ships.
Alright.
Sure. What do you say, Zara?
Sure. We run into.
And what was this man wearing? You said a blue hat?
With a plume.
He wore a very wide-brimmed hat with a long plume, and he was very dashing, very handsome. He had very fair skin, and he had a reddish-orange hair and a very, very fine mustache and beard. And he wore the vestments of a man of the sea, and carried a cutlass. I do remember the cutlass. It had a jewel on the end of it. And I believe his name was Nevercaught. I didn't get his first name, only the initials, G.E. Nevercaught.
Can I roll history to see if I know?
Absolutely. Let me roll it for you. That's a 4.
Hey, Jeremy.
Yes, sir.
You kind of cut out. You said G net.
Never Caught. Nevercott. And his initials are G.E. G.E. Never Caught. Siegfried with a 4. You haven't heard of carnivals that travel the oceans? Usually related to your house. The Carnival of Shadows has a few troops that travel from port to port. You've never heard of one staying within town, though. Usually they're only there for one night and then they move on. Lilandra has relayed to you as if this is an engagement that's continuing on, like it has been for some time.
I look to Nick. Nick, this carnival, I've never heard of it as a bard, and perhaps me and you should talk about this later.
Yes, I have a bad feeling about it. I'm gonna pull out my notepad and write what she said. G.E. Nevercaught, and write his description.
At least I know it's not just me with bad rolls. My characters are cursed.
I was
Yeah, one roll today. Really?
Anything else?
Did you guys want to do anything else in the shop?
Y'all are gonna have to drag Siegfried out.
I would like to drag Siegfried out.
Okay, you drag Siegfried out of the shop.
They're so cute, though. They're so cute.
We'll come back later, I promise.
I want them all.
You can't handle them all, trust me. I think it's time.
Certainly.
Baby one, my. Let him.
They can be eating my guts, and I'll still call them adorable and cute.
oh, what
As as Samuel drags him out, he just slowly gets quieter and quieter as he talks.
Well, where are we going next?
what time is it?
I'd say
Jeremy, what time is it?
it is about 1 o'clock in the afternoon.
Visitors, real fast.
Yeah, that's what we're gonna miss is the Inquisitor's office, anyways.
I'll wait outside while you're in there.
You don't want to come with me, Byron?
Absolutely not. I don't get along with the Inquisitor.
It's all right. That's one that. Hopefully.
Well, I guess let's make our way there. Is it walking distance, or do we need to? So Zara pulls out her compass. No, her atlas again. And holds it in her hand. Says Inquisitor. See where it leads her.
You know that after staring at the atlas for a few moments, you see that the section of the middle central plateau, which is directly in the center of Sharn, which was actually a district called Ambassador Towers, right next to Sovereign Towers, where you went to visit Samael's church.
Oh, it is close to.
Alright, well, let's make our way. And Zarm starts walking towards the skycoach.
Siegfried has already been dragged to the Sky Church.
As you
Zara
get,
hops in and puts the lever.
and as you
Sorry.
as you get closer to your skycoach, you notice that there is a gilded statue you didn't notice before of Queen Roan, the queen who led Braylon into the last war, and you see a plaque below it that says "And Freedom." And from behind it, you see a child hop down and he wanders up to you. And he says, "Hey there, you lot, is that yours?"
This my skycoach.
Yeah, that's yours, isn't it? I saw you earlier.
It's a board, but we're using it for the.
Oh, so you sported it. I see.
Yes, it's a very long and boring story. Yes, get to it.
Well, it's very pretty. I just wanted to say, you have a lovely day, young miss. And the little boy turns around and begins running off.
Check your pocket.
I immediately check my pocket.
I'd say check the statue.
Stay. Scott.
Check everything. We proceed to check everything.
Okay, you go through all your pockets. Everything seems to be there.
Siegfried investigates the statue.
Okay. And staring at the statue for a while, you find some text actually scratched into the back of the statue. And the text on is in common, and it says, "Beware the three urchins."
Beware the three urchins. Byron, did you know anything about the three urchins?
And then I recall from the town itself. About the three urchins.
You have heard of gangs within the city. The three urchins is related to a gang that's connected to Cliffside. You've never encountered a member of the three urchins, but you have heard that many businesses talk about them in the past. And that specifically the three urchins are essentially like a boogeyman gang. No one ever sees any members of the three urchins, but everyone talks about them.
Would one of you like to check the skycoach more than the third?
I won't know nothing about that guy, but and enough we had to fly on.
I look underneath the sky coach. See if I see any.
And you see nothing. Nothing of anything different from what you saw before when you left the sky coach before. The control yoke is in its place. The feet that sprouted below the sky coach after you pulled the handle on the braking mechanism appears to be intact, and you don't see that anything has been added or taken from the sky coach.
Wait! I see something. Oh no! It's a piece of Nick. Never mind.
Very funny.
We didn't clean it that well. It looked like something.
I don't think we cleaned it at all. Siegfried uses press indentation on it to clean the...
But it's a piece of your scalp. Did you want to glue it back on?
No, I'm fine. Thank you, Byron. I think it's time to go.
I assure you, it has regenerated my healing ability.
Next time, I will help you with your mother-in-law. And I laugh.
She never beat me. Yeah, no, he looks up the sky. No, he should never hit me or anything like that. No, no. Starts petting his little cat.